Today I'm going to be teaching you how to start and grow a successful YouTube channel. I have a series on my channel of videos like this that I made a long time ago, and I decided to combine them all into one big updated version. This is going to be the ultimate guide to starting a YouTube channel. I have a few years of experience, but I also did a ton of research, and I can't wait to share with you guys what I've learned. We're just gonna go in chronological order. So first, we're gonna talk about starting your channel. The first thing you wanna do is figure out what your niche is. Keep in mind, this may change over time. I don't think it needs to be super specific. You may think you know what your niche is, and then you start working on your videos and realize that maybe it's something completely different. If you're having trouble figuring this out, you might wanna take a look at who you wanna make your videos for. For example, I don't really know what my niche is. I guess I would just call myself a lifestyle YouTuber, but I do know who I make videos for, and that's people like myself. I'm someone who's interested in fashion, productivity, lifestyle, vlogs, stuff like that. I literally just make videos that I like and am inspired by, and it's that simple. Next, I would recommend having a good profile picture and channel banner. When people click on your channel, this is the first thing that they're gonna see, along with your thumbnails, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. You want it to look professional and high quality, but also aesthetically pleasing. If I click on someone's channel and see a really cute channel banner, I'm probably more likely to subscribe because I know their videos are gonna have that same vibe. I also wanna say, for those of you who are struggling to just start your channel and go for it, just do it. I wanted to start my channel for 6 years before I actually did it. Now, for a lot of those years, I was probably too young, but I was still just pushing it back because I was so scared of what other people thought of me. I was nervous about what people at school would think. I told myself I'd wait until college so I didn't have to see anyone from high school while I was making my videos. There was a point where I finally just stopped caring, and I genuinely felt ready to start. I just needed that boost of inspiration. So here's a few things you need to know before starting your channel. You have to be patient. This process takes a long time and a lot of work. Don't just start your channel to try to get famous or make a ton of money, because those things aren't gonna come for a really long time. You can't give yourself huge expectations like that. I started thinking that it was just gonna be a fun hobby and that nothing was gonna come out of it, but now it's my full-time job. You genuinely have to have a passion for this because it's a lot more work than people think. You also can't compare yourself to others. This can be really hard, but there's people who are gonna grow faster than you, people who are gonna grow slower than you. Comparing yourself to other YouTubers is just not gonna do you any good. Everyone moves at their own pace, and that's totally fine. So this is your sign. If you've been wanting to start a YouTube channel, do it. Now we're gonna get into planning your video and coming up with ideas. Think of the type of videos that you like watching. Also think of what the trendy videos are within your niche. This doesn't mean that you always have to do trendier videos, but it's a great way to start out because you'll reach more people that way. So for example, the first video of mine that blew up was a room tour. That is a trendier video in my niche. It was actually only my third video, and that's what helped to kind of kickstart my channel because that video quickly got over 100,000 views. Like I said, it doesn't mean you always have to follow trends, but it's a great way to kickstart your growth. This is how I see it. More trendy videos are what's going to bring in a new audience. Less trendy videos are maybe more personal and original and are gonna help the subscribers that you already have get closer to you and get to know you better, develop a relationship. Here are 2 videos of mine that are a great example of this. I made this What's on My iPhone video, which is a very popular concept, and it got over 70,000 views in 3 days. I also did this vlog where I tried out a different thumbnail style, one that personally I really like, and it only got 40,000 views in about 10 days. But this video had a great reaction from my subscribers, and I felt like I was really able to grow closer to you guys. There were so many people in the comments that related, and it just really touched my heart and made me so glad that I decided to post it, even though I knew that it wasn't gonna do very well. So now we're gonna get into the equipment for starting a YouTube channel. Now, before I say anything, know that you totally don't have to have the fanciest stuff to start out with. So here's what I did when starting out. Around November of 2018, I decided that I was actually gonna start my channel, but I didn't have a camera at that point, so I decided I would save up, ask for money for Christmas, and hopefully start my channel in the new year and just use the time beforehand to plan and figure out my style. So I was able to get a camera around Christmas time, and I posted my first video on December 29th, 2018. I think this really helped me because I had good quality videos right from the start. The quality of the equipment that you're using really does make a difference. It's so worth it to get yourself a good setup. Think of it as an investment because you're gonna have this stuff for years. I still have my first camera I ever bought, and I use it all the time. So let's talk about my current setup. First of all, thank you so much to Best Buy for sponsoring this video. I can't even believe that I'm saying that. This is seriously a dream partnership. So right now I'm filming on the Canon EOS R10. I love this camera. It's available at Best Buy with in-store pickup and fast delivery options. You're also gonna be getting the best possible price with their price match guarantee. This camera is a great way to upgrade your smartphone content quality. It captures sharp photos and videos with ease, and it offers high sensitivity, nuanced image quality, and fast overall performance. I'm also using a microphone right now. It's the DME100 microphone. It's designed to improve audio quality while recording video. It's a shoe-mounted wired external mic with a 3.5mm plug. It also includes a windscreen to reduce wind noise when working in any noisy or outdoor environments. And I am also using a tripod. It is the HG100 TBR tripod grip. So this can work as either a handheld tripod or a tabletop tripod, which is so convenient and versatile. The head has a tilting design to adjust to whatever angle you need, and it even comes with a wireless remote. This makes it so easy and quick to film videos, and you don't have to worry about losing it because it fits right into the grip's design. This is such a great set for content creators, and they all work together so seamlessly. Again, they are available at Best Buy with in-store pickup and fast delivery options. So go shop Canon content creator gear with the links in the description. Okay, so now that you have your equipment, let's talk about filming. Whatever equipment you get means nothing if you don't have good lighting. This may be a horrible example because I'm completely backlit right now. This probably wasn't the best time of day to film in this position. I personally like natural light the best, and I got very lucky with my apartment because we get a lot of natural light in here, but you could also get a ring light if that's what you prefer. When you're filming, you also want to keep in mind the pace of your video. YouTube has changed a lot over the years, and it's completely different now that TikTok has taken over. People's attention spans are much shorter, so you want to get their attention quickly to keep them watching the video. Watch time is a huge deal to YouTube. The longer people are watching your video, the better, because that means YouTube is going to recommend it to more people. This doesn't just mean that you should make super long videos. The length of your video does matter, but I would say audience retention matters more. YouTube does favor long videos, but if you were to post a 20-minute video and people only watch it for 3 minutes, that's going to harm your channel. So make sure your content is worth watching the entire duration of the video. You want quality over quantity, and to make sure that your video is engaging throughout. One way to do this is by changing the scenery. See what I did there? People will probably get bored if you're just sitting in the same spot talking for 20 minutes. Of course, there's exceptions to this, but I would still recommend changing the environment, the music, adding visuals to the screen like B-roll and text, stuff like that. Another important thing to remember when you're filming is that it's probably not gonna feel natural at first. You're just sitting here talking to a camera, and that can be so awkward. You don't have to like put on a show. We've all heard the YouTube stereotypes where people talk super dramatic and energetic. Just talk how you normally talk. Don't overthink it, just relax. And imagine you're talking to your best friend on FaceTime. One more thing to remember when filming is to start imagining what you want your thumbnail to look like and be taking pictures for it. For example, if it's a day in your life, just take pictures of what you're doing throughout the day, and maybe you can use those later on in the thumbnail. It's very easy to forget taking pictures for a thumbnail, and it can be really frustrating when you finish the video and you're like, okay, time to make the thumbnail, and then you have nothing. So keep that in mind and constantly be taking pictures. So now that you've filmed your video, let's talk about editing. So I started with iMovie, which worked pretty well for me for a while, but it was very limiting. I eventually decided I wanted to make the switch to Final Cut Pro, so I got the free trial and made sure I liked it first, and then I ended up buying it. I got the student bundle, so it was slightly cheaper. It was so worth it to buy it because I feel like it really changed the game for me. Editing matters a lot. It really changes the viewer's experience. You don't always notice when a YouTuber is good at editing because their video just flows nicely. There's no awkward cuts or pauses, but you do notice when a YouTuber is bad at editing. You want it to be seamless, but also personal to you. It's a huge reflection of your style and creativity, so I would definitely recommend taking some time to learn how to edit. None of the tips I've given you so far matter if you don't have a good thumbnail. This is the very first thing that people are gonna see, and it's the deciding factor of whether or not they're gonna click on the video. You wanna make sure it accurately represents the video, so that means no clickbait, and make sure it's interesting to look at. You want it to be pleasing to the eye. So let's talk about your CTR. CTR stands for click-through rate, and what that means is that YouTube is basically going to test out your video with a small group of people and see how many click on it. It's kind of similar to the TikTok algorithm, where it'll show your video to 100 people to start out with, and then the group will keep getting bigger and bigger the better the video does. However, a high click-through rate doesn't always mean that the video is going to perform well. This is why it's so important for your thumbnail to accurately represent your video, because you want to attract the right audience. You want your audience to stay for the majority of the video and not just click on it, realize that it's not what they really thought it was going to be, and then leave. That will really hurt your channel. So that brings us to the average view duration. Maybe people click on your video a lot, but how long are they actually watching it? The longer they're watching, the better. Like I mentioned earlier, watch time is huge and probably one of the biggest factors when it comes to growing your channel. And one last thing about thumbnails is that if you're using text, make sure it's very easy to read. Now we're gonna talk about actually posting the video. Two really important things to remember is that you want your content to be searchable and suggested. You wanna be strategic with your titles, thumbnails, descriptions, tags, etc. YouTube is gonna suggest your video on the side of whatever video the person is watching, and they're gonna choose videos that have similar titles. So a good tip is to pay attention to the information that YouTube Studio gives you. In your YouTube Studio, go to Analytics and then Audience, and it'll tell you the people that your subscribers are also subscribed to and videos that they've been watching recently. A good strategy is to just kind of piggyback off of those videos to get your videos recommended to a new audience. This feature is so helpful because YouTube is basically just telling you exactly what your subscribers want to see. This also kind of goes along with what I was saying earlier about making trendy versus original content. Your original content probably won't get suggested as much, which is why it's good to use it as a way to connect with your current subscribers. And the trendier stuff is probably what's going to help you bring in more new subscribers. So all the stuff I talked about when it comes to posting also really helps with growing your channel. It's also very important to be consistent. This is something that I'm sure you've heard a million times, but that's because it really does make a difference. It can be really hard to be consistent because things come up, life happens, but just try your best. Tell your subscribers when you upload. Your subscribers will actually be expecting a video from you every week at that time instead of you just throwing random videos at them. Even if you don't have a set schedule, try to at least tell them when you're gonna post, whether that's making a post on the community tab of your channel or making a countdown on your Instagram story. I would also recommend taking advantage of popular times of the year for YouTube. So that may be back to school season, Christmas, summer, fall. Just pay attention to the seasons and make videos that are relevant according to those seasons. For example, back to school season is huge on YouTube. Like, it's crazy. For my niche, doing a back to school supplies haul will probably get tons of views. Another thing I would recommend is making sure YouTube is not your only platform. So have Instagram, have TikTok, have whatever else you want, but also try to grow those as well, because someone may find you from one of those platforms and then decide to go check out your YouTube channel, and then you have a new subscriber. You just don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. I also want to talk a tiny bit about getting monetized. So there are certain requirements to get monetized on YouTube. I believe it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. That's for sure what it was for me when I got monetized. That was about 3 years ago. I don't think it's changed. The watch hours are probably the hardest to get because it takes so long. You just have to be patient. But once you do get monetized, there's a process that you have to go through to start getting paid, which I go in depth on in my first paycheck video if you want to check that out. And after everything's confirmed, you will start getting paid on the 21st of every month. So before you go, I just want to say good luck to everyone watching this who's trying to start a YouTube channel or grow the one that you already have. You're already on the right track just by watching this video. And yes, this video may seem like a ton of information being thrown at you at once, but at the end of the day, just remember to be yourself and do what makes you happy. You don't have to take it too seriously. YouTube is such a fun hobby and such a great way to document your life. So once again, good luck to you all. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.